Hello everyone, Lisa here, interdimensional 5D. If you go to sleep at night and wake up in a specific time every night or whenever and you feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We call that the Dreamtime 5D experience, that you're working for the army of the Lord or you're working for the army of the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. This theorems are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading the Bible, and my own personal experiences. Plus, these theorems are also been based on I am an ancient alien theorist. I've read the Law of One. I'm told by Spirit that the Law of One is older than the Bible and contains a lot of the original universal laws that a lot of us should follow. So if you're an ancient alien theorist, this stuff must make sense to you. Okay? Now, Spirit's got me out here. I'm frazzled. I've done this video 3 or 4 times and the computer stopped and I had to empty and put my videos on a little hard drive. Today's video is for a specific person. I have a few other messages, but I made a new friend online and I'm doing a reading for that person. I did them a reading just via typing in and they seemed genuinely impressed. So I'm reading further for a person I've never met before. I'm taking no money for this. A person named Alex. My angels corrected me, Alex. So it's an X, it's an Alec with a C. Anyway, English language. Still have difficulty with it. Anyway, I just found some interesting material. I'm gonna be leaving here soon, and I keep threatening to not be here for a while, but evidently God has a purpose for me being here where I am. Now, I feel that I'm a spiritual warrior at night in the dream time, and some of us, and I know there's other people out there who contact me, we're telepathically connected. When you go through your experiences of the dream time, you find out, you go through an awakening process. This is part of a spiritual process that churches don't address, okay? And they need to. If there's not if churches aren't growing, it's because people are growing into a different paradigm. Now, to my new friend Alex, this is my online persona. If you saw me how I am. I came out of a 25-year marriage, pushed out, actually, by a man I was married to for 25 years. I raised an autistic person who is very functionable, works at IKEA in Kansas, and I waited till that young person was able to take care of himself and then I left. I wasn't happy in that marriage. I put up with a lot of stuff, and evidently there was a lot more stuff than I knew about. Now I wear the wig because it looks like to me my head has been scalped. That's a circumstantial statement on my part, but my spirit team tells me that's going to be validated in the future. Now, I left that relationship because I was in fear of my life, literally. And I put this blue wig on and got out on YouTube and started talking about psychism. And in my old channel, it was called Mystic Traveler 3411. I did stuff like repaired ceramics, and I found some of those videos today, which I might reshare. I built a door. I fixed somebody's door in their older home. I made a patio in my backyard, and I built doors on a shed because my husband just wouldn't do stuff. All right, he had me living in squalor. And so then there's this whole story, a paradigm that my team tells me I should never have to live through squalor. Okay, so this is to my new friend Alex, so you know who I am, because you were a dear heart to say, could you be my true love? I surely wish I was, but I think you're younger than me. I'm 68. I try to stay physically fit, But I get pummeled and bruised and broken sometimes here at night working in the dream time. And I try to explain some of that. It's not always easy. We fight powers and principalities in high places. And I don't know if there's an organization of people who sit in a room in quietude and do just that. I don't know if there's an organization or structure of people who try to regulate religion. I want to know who you are. I want to have the discussions and the debates. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about today. I have a reading from my friend Alex. But before we go there was some homework, because actually there's people who've been having their hearts weighed, there's people who are progressing more into this, and there are people who are actually learning from what I say. Now, Alex, spiritual journey, religion, all that. I wrote some rules, basic things that Spirit thinks might affect for you, okay? My thing is, there's in the first part of the Bible, divination is a thing, okay? And God says, take care of the diviners. Take care of the diviners. They shouldn't have to work, okay? They should be cared for. And then when the New Testament comes with Jesus, divination opens you up. Once you accept Jesus into your life, he should be enough for you, okay? And he is for the most part. But then when you grow beyond that and you have the awakening and you discover there's more to the realm of spirituality than just the sheer faith in God. And therein lies some of the interesting stories of the Bible. Now, I'm going to bring up a very bizarre, turn the corner a little bit from that. I have to bring up, Hunter S. Thompson said, when the going gets weird, the weird go pro. And in our world right now, that's what's happening. And if you read God's stories, he uses the weird to get stuff done, because sometimes the weird has no fear, where regular people do. Okay? It's interesting. So, to you, if you're straight and narrow, straight laced, you don't smoke weed, you don't ever drink, do you not believe in dancing? Because there's people who don't believe in dancing. I'm not the girl for you. I love to dance and jingle bells and do all sorts of things. I drink, I smoke pot, but my kids are good. Okay? I don't know, you have to make your own judgments in life. So, if you're straight and narrow, stay straight and narrow. When you go to a diviner like me, it opens your mind up. And I'm going to show you pictures of cards. Sometimes the illustrations and the images could snap open a memory. Okay, when you start remembering, holy shit, I was somebody else in the past. I know that person from the past. Then you're on a different road. You're on a different trajectory in terms of spirituality. And just so you know, we're all individual, so you can take it any way you want. This is where I get upset with religional. How dare you decide how anybody could fucking worship? God doesn't care. Oh my God. He's one of the most open-minded individuals there ever could be. He's God. Now, I talk about God is God. Then there's the pantheon. And out there, God world, they let people who learn enough about science, DNA, the viscosity of time and space and traveling and seeding planets, starting civilizations and cultures and stuff. It takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot of lifetimes, a lot of education. Some people have elected, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't blame them. I don't want to be responsible for a culture of people. Look what happened here. And if you don't think this place is a problem, yeah, I don't know where you're living. Anyway, um, I'm just giving you my theorems and views, and you can look at me and say, oh God, I hooked up with a crazy lady. Not really. I'm a very kind soul who can be crazy at times, but who can't, right? When you get pushed into a corner or beaten down and somebody tells you you're stupid, shut up, and all the time and that kind of stuff, or they just don't respond to you. You got to do something to make a response happen. You know, we're humans. We need touchy-feely stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go through some basics. Spiritual basics. You, Mr. Alex, sir, your guardian angel is Hamiel. Stay in God's purview. Know that the dream time can be invaded by spiritual entities, and as soon as you start standing up for right, you will be attacked, okay? The minute you commit to God, you're tested. So actually, sir, I have a feeling, I read your cards today, you might have been through a heinous relationship. You want love, but you're scared to do it. That's what I think the card said, but I'll show you the cards here in a minute. But we all make a decision, all of us. Everybody on the planet makes a decision. Are we good or are we bad? Now, today, as our government's starting to go down the tubes, as Americans, we owe it to ourselves to decide, are we good or are we bad? Do we believe in only ourselves, or shall we do unto others as we would like done to us? Are we going to live what Christ teaches us in America when things go to shit? That's what every fucking American should ask themselves right now. Remember, God grants us free will, and it is by that freedom wherein we are tested. And that's as much as I'm going to go on rules. Now, to my collective, with the court case. Mercury, a message is coming through. Could be this message, but something is pointing toward North Node. North Node meaning our future, our prime purpose, prime directive from God, North Node message. I don't know if that's from me or if you're going to get it from the world, okay? This is to my major collective. And it could touch you, Mr. Alex, sir. There's the forest came up. And the unseen. Now this forest card, I pulled a card in your reading, Mr. Alex, of the Hermit, and there's a lone tent in there. So I just want you to keep that in mind. And then another message that came up from the collective was, what is this? Messenger, and then we had Mercury. So there is a message from a messenger coming to somebody somewhere today. Could be me, could be signs and synchronicities, and that kind of stuff. Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. So something's going to come into our worlds that brings us balance. Now, to my collective, last night, I pulled a card called Portals. Portals are going to be opening up. So if you've been stuck and you're in a real hard time, and we've been going through this crap together, portals are going to open up, and things are either the alignments are going on, I don't know, don't ask me, I don't ask those technical questions, but we're going to start pushing forward, okay? And it's already happened for me, but I'm not jinxing anything, so I'm not telling, okay? Now I'm going to go to Mr. I got one more piece of homework, diligence to do for the collective. Where to go? Anybody working with pendulums? B's of I's, the bad guys. The bad guys are pernicious. Be mindful. Be mindful of the knots. Be mindful in the knots and chains, okay? This is Thor's pendulum, and this person's going to get thrashed, I'm told. So, you're working on it. Spell work. Spell work is words. So you could say dispel snot, not. It should come undone. But if it doesn't, use your spit and roll that knot. Your spits, your fluids. Your fluids are more powerful than you could possibly ever know. Doctors know this. And egregiously slanderous scientists know this as well. Okay? That have broken and HIPAA violations. Big time. Big HIPAA violations are going on in America today. Bear with me. I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for this. Man, they get you in trouble for every effing thing. God damn it. It's nighttime here, and Miss Lisa's having a beer. Okay, now, there was one other thing they wanted me to show my collective. So, in this court case, Texas doll manufacturer, Lisa Dolls, giant sex dolls to look like me, I'm told. And some people have made a lot of money off of this. And they're just genuinely voodoo dolls, okay? I've been beaten with baseball bats. I've been effed by people I don't know. And sometimes I can feel that stuff, okay? Now, a person of high stature has been banging on my knee. And I've had a hard time walking. It's effective. Voodoo dolls and magic do work, people. More than you could effing know. And when you find out about it, and they're trying to hold this information back, in the public, because they're afraid everybody's going to freak out. I think most people are aware, and most people intuitively know stuff, and a lot of people just engage in organic practices to protect themselves. And my daughter and I totally believe that a vast amount of the population is psychic and rising in intelligence, or in energy, and that kind of psychism energy thing. And I can give you an experience I just had recently, but we'll do that as another video. Anyway, this is Celestite stone. It's kind of raw. It's in the raw. Nice piece of Celestite. The angels work with this. I put this on my knee last night. And I'm going to show you what they told me to show you. I put it on my knee last night and slept with it close. Okay, my knee was much better by the morning. When you connect with your angelic realm, you're capable of almost anything. And that scares a lot of people, for people to know. Okay? Now, third eye. When I pull the card for the throat or the third eye chakra or the crown chakra, they want you to do this. Okay? Get you a piece of celestite or lapis lazuli, which actually, when you want to see really clear, when you can open up that third eye and see and do remote viewing work, the lapis lazuli, if Michael is your angel. I don't know what Hamiel stone is. I'll ask, but not right now, because sometimes it takes me a little bit to get through. So, celestite, lapis lazuli, or I'm going to show you what it looks like. Amazonite. Okay. Amazonite has the pyrites and the micas, and it's got some howlite in it and some quartz, so it's a variegated type of stone. So you put on your third eye, and they said to rub it up over your crown, down your neck, because down here, this is where the pineal, look at me, trajectory through, pineal, back, okay? So you're going to put it around your head, come around to your throat, do up at your temples, go across to your other temples. You can even hit your eyes if you have trouble with your eyes. If you got the TMJ, because you've been beaten up with baseball bats, or men have done horrible things to you, you use this celestite stone. Okay, and it feels good. And then at the end, you'll feel it's warm. It it's not just the heat of your body, that stone's actually working. So here, I showed that collective. A little bit of knowledge there. Now, one other message before I show Mr. Alex reading, which I apologize, the world will see this. I know it seems like I don't have any viewers. Interesting story. The 1856 journal that went up there with the link to eBay took me 5 days and 3 days to get that listed. And the only way I got it on listed is I had to go to the FBI website and fill out an IE3 report. As soon as I did that, whoop, there it goes, it went up. So it took me 5 tries, 3 on one day, very disconcerting, and a time sink of my life, causing angst and anxiety. And that's what Satan does to us. You can look at it as Satan or his collection of people as they focus their wills on you. And people do that. It's scary, okay? It's not pleasant, and it's scary. And I'm out here trying to teach people about it, okay? So now let's go to Mr. Alex's reading. He had a very interesting reading. I enjoyed doing it. And it's like, oh, okay. I wish you were my age. I showed you myself because you were dear, hoping that I was your loved one, which surely would be nice, because you seem like a very nice person. And the cards say you're amazing. So I'm gonna show you what they say. I've done this 4 times, so now I have to go back a little bit. So this is a strength card. This girl is half lion and half regular girl. She's got a heart around her neck, and she's holding on to a lamb. Now she's got the heart of a lion, right? And she's got her hand on a lamb, so she believes in the Lord. You're looking for somebody who is strong in their faith and will walk the narrow path. I don't blame you. And you're the emperor. So either you're an Aries, and I don't, color doesn't matter, right? But you're an emperor. You're a powerful man. And you're having angst and anxiety because you really want someone to pander to. You want to spoil somebody and make her your dream girl. That is so delightful. That's a lovely thing to see. That's a nice thing. Now, the next cards. So you're the King of Swords right now. You're up there in a high place, thinking about it. King of Swords. It's intellectual. It's air. Air is the element that this card denotes. So either you're in the communications business, or you speak, or you write, or you think, or you're just in a thinking space. Now here's some of the elements to look at in this particular image. There's a bat there. Bats denote communication. The crows go between the spirit world. So you could already be a Dreamtime member, you just don't know it. And then there's an owl here, which means you're wise. You're in your isolated spot right now as the King of Swords, thinking about stuff, or you're doing your work. But you think about, and this came right underneath the Emperor. This is the Empress. Now I don't know if you're looking for somebody, you want to start a family. I mean, this Empress she's pregnant in the world. Okay, nurturing, creative, loving. Person who has experience and will give you everything you want, whether that be a child or bolstering you in your creative ventures. Okay? And you feel like, gee, oh my, Is that ever going to happen? When pigs fly, how am I going to find that one? Right? This is cups. This is a page of cups in the heart space. And to you, it's like an unattainable dream. But you want to celebrate. You want to celebrate and have a good time with somebody. And who can blame you? That's what we all want. Now here's where the reading went a little bit like, whoa, for me. So the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands came out. So you got 3 kings and an emperor in this reading, which says to me, you're a high energy, high power person. Whether you come off that way, you do stuff and you get stuff done, okay? If you're a young person, you're ahead of the game, okay? You're the King of Pentacles, loyal. You got it all. You're sitting comfortable. And the King of Wands, you're strong, you're powerful, you're passionate. The King of Wands can get anything done. So when he thinks about it, it's done. Now the next 2 cards, and don't let this card frighten you, is the Devil card, reaching out, and the Hermit. And once again, I'm going to tell you, the amount of arcana cards, high-end cards that came out in this reading says to me, either you pull some serious impact in wherever you go, and if you don't know you do that, know that you do it. Okay? Anyway, the Devil. The Devil is not necessarily, you've got a devil, but maybe you do. Maybe your devil is that you're alone a lot and you want to reach out. Or maybe there's a person you see as like a hermit and they're alone a lot. Maybe you see that they're a higher elevation than you, they shine a light, maybe there's something, and you want to reach out to this person. And I think you do, because the Friendship card came up next. I think there's someone out there you'd like to reach out to. Okay? But then, this mystery, the Moon card, once again, the Moon card, High Arcana, something's not clear. Okay? You wonder, because there's bereftness. Now, 2 ways I could take this card. This one means a relationship from the past. This one means feeling left out, left behind, lacking in money, and the doors are closed to you. And this means there's an illusion or a trick or something's not clear. Something's hidden in the depths. There's something down there deep. Now, either this Hermit can be deep. It could mean the Hermit's deep, or the Hermit is dealing in darkness, in which case you don't want that. And I don't know if this denotes that person you're interested in is bereft, thinking about their past, or this could mean you went through a hellacious relationship and you're afraid to go forward because of the relationship from the past has left you bereft. So it is 1 of 2 ways to read that. I've never met you, sir. I've never looked in your eyes, so I'm only reading the energy on the cards. Okay? So here's my advice. I'm 68. You have to be 50 or older to be with me. Anything younger than that, I would feel like a pedophile, and I'm not that kind. I'm very particular about love and relationships, but I'm going to give you some motherly advice based on these cards. If you're interested in somebody who seems down and out, check their story. I wish I had. Because both of my past husbands were down and out guys that I gave my life to. And now I'm homeless. I'm in a home. My children look after me. I'm thankful I was a good mother and my children look after me. I'm very grateful for that. I'm blessed, actually. But I'd still like to be in my own home. I'm still functionable. I'm feisty. And I like doing my own thing. I'm an artist. I paint, I draw. I had a relationship with Hallmark cards for 19 years. I'm very professional, even though my ex-husbands would like to say otherwise. When I left, I was bereft. I've been bereft for almost this whole year, crying because I lost my why. I'm one of those people who could be very happy being at home, tidying up all the time and taking care of my family, running to and fro, doing the things, paying the bills, and keeping the lights going. And, hubby comes home, he's got a hot meal. My last husband, there wasn't a day he didn't go by. He worked in the restaurant industry. I rubbed him down and rubbed his feet, pulled on his legs and rubbed those muscles. So, there are women out there who love to attend to the men. And my son, I would make coffee for him every morning. And I miss my son dreadfully. And there are people out there who just desire to be homebodies, okay? So that girl's out there for you. If you're well off, man, I could use a meal. You could take me out. We could have drinks or something if you're up for that. If not, that's fine too. But I am going to come through the Kansas City region. Now I put that out there because I'm looking for work so I can reestablish myself. Okay. That's how that ad came to be that you responded to, and I thought you were a sweetheart. Now here's my advice to you. If there's a person who seems bereft and you well off, buddy, you're a well off person, be mindful. There's people out there looking to rook people like you. For real. Excuse me 1 minute. The psychic industry is full of failed police officers and failed federal agents, okay? They learn the ropes of how to go into the computer and access people's information when they can't handle real life in that kind of purview, or they fuck up, in other words. Some of them will go and pretend to be psychics. Now, you can tell the difference between a real psychic and a fake one if you feel it and the way they speak, okay? They'll speak the jargon, the relevant jargon, and nothing more. Their talks and their lectures will never go deep. It'll never talk about space and science and viscosity of time. They'll never speak the real stuff because they don't know it. And then they'll address you like your Aunt Mary, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe my Aunt Mary was called Aunt Tootsie, and a real psychic will know the name, okay? They'll know the lovey names. They'll know the colors. They'll know that little thing you said. Whereas the police officer types will just state facts. Know this to be true. And then you got to watch those police officer types because some of them turn into thieves. And they get your payment information and stuff like that. I've been hacked by some. Know this to be true. And that's why I'm out here being, excuse my language, somewhat of a psychic cunt. Okay? Because I'm not afraid. At any rate, there it is. That's who I am, Mr. Alex, sir. Thank you for reaching out. I hope you find love. If that person looks bereft to you, if you got the money, find out their background. You know? People who have families that have been in jail are going to do something treacherous. You don't want to be with a narcissist, even if they go to church, because my first husband was that. He made me become a born-again Christian, and he did that so I would psychologically be controllable. Now, I walked away from Christ because of my first husband, which he's going to be punished for. But I did believe in Christ. It was an interesting experience, and I'm glad I went through it. Now, so do your research. Don't just ordinarily box people out because they have less. Sometimes they have an actual story where they were taken advantage of, in which case you would be a phenomenal blessing. But do your homework and do your research. Don't go in blindly, because that's karma. That'll create karma. You don't want children with somebody who's got a really speckled past, who's only looking to take. There's a psychic who it was a psychologist. Radiators and drains. Okay, you don't want to be a radiator for a drain. It's very. I wasted my entire life on 2 drains, so don't do it. Don't be like me. Anyway, there it is. That's the end of the message today. I hope everybody's doing well. We just got through a full moon. I hope everybody survived all right. And the reason why I say that, Miss Alex stuff, when you're fighting covens and witchcrafts, knowing where the moon is in the positions, like full, new, and the quarters, and anything sometimes in between, they do rituals and they attack us with it. Okay, so I try to help people who are under attack. And my spirit team tells me I talk to a lot of people who have to walk away from relationships just like I have. Or they found out, holy crap, this coven shit is disgusting. And one of the disgusting things they do, they marry more than one person. Like, it's totally acceptable to have, look at confirmation, 4 or 5 wives, or, oh God. They do horrible things. Anyway, peace out, everybody. Remember, I think you're amazing, and I absolutely do love you. Bye now.